I left with my husband for the US. So that's how it started. We stayed 5 years in Houston, the US, in Texas. And from there, we moved to India, where I met you. Fresh out of college, I studied fashion in Paris because I thought I was good at speaking English and I was really bad, I guess. And I couldn't have a conversation with anyone. I couldn't ask for my way. I didn't understand the television or the radio. And I found myself in a suburb of Houston. And I was coming from a Parisian life.
Coming back to the next segment that I want to cover is family.
Yeah.
With kids. How was your experience looking for a school in India? In US? Were they going in school in US?
Yeah, they were. They were.
Okay.
It was quite easy. There were loads of school in the US. They started at an American school, which was really awesome. And I really, really liked. And then we changed for a French school, which I think was a mistake because the school was just starting and it was, the beginning was a bit rough, you know? But I feel like in terms of education, they are good quality education everywhere. Like we found it in the US, we found it in India as well. So that was not a problem, but we had to look for it, you know, and we have to go through experiences to understand what was right for us.
Are
Especially
you saying through a while of different parents, the ones who have experienced?
we just arrived here, and here we had asked questions to people who were living there, and because my kids were quite small, they studied in one school that was closer to us, and that ended up being a really bad thing. COVID started, and then they had to adapt and have some online classes, and it was terrible.
That was
I mean, it didn't work for my kids. They had to sit hours for hours and look at a screen. And they were 4 and 6, and they only wanted to, you know, move and play, and they could never get a turn to say something because there was like 25 kids, and they had to just, I mean, so throughout the COVID.
You're taking back to my memory as well of it because it was horrible.
Oh, it was hard.
We also came from Belgium and immediately we were positive, and then the online school.
Oh my gosh.
And we need the screen and having a play date on screen. Well, like what? Yeah, I mean, the parents were just trying to do something for their kids, right? To have them engaged.
We're trying to survive.
And then once I asked him, yes, hey, you have to be on it's a play date. Where? There.
And this
On iPad. And he logged in, and after just like a minute, he just logged out. And then what happened? I don't know. I mean, that makes sense, right? Kids need human connection.
They do. They need to know that's why.
With this human connection, I have another point.
Okay. Are we going there right now or?
Yeah. Well, just with the kids, right?
Yeah.
We move on to our connections later on.
Yeah.
With kids, they have so many connections, like international connections. Kids coming from different background, mindset, personality traits, and they still connect under one place. Or when they leave, when one of them leaves, that's a very hard time for every kid, and every expat kid have gone through it.
Yeah.
How do you think there are any strategies to cope with that period for your kids?
Besides showing them that, you know, connection can be maintained, and the link can be kept, thanks to technology and some kind of personal investment in the relationship, right? I found my kids really resilient, you know. They are quick to forget their pain. They're not quick to forget people because my daughter is she amazes me. She's on the phone with
I love her.
uh, with her best friend from last year who moved back to Germany, and regularly I found her having
Talking with her.
yeah, and she does that with many friends, and in that sense, she's a lot better than me because I don't like being on the phone so much.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't enjoy it. But she is able. She's like her dad. She's able to keep connection and link. And she'll think about people. She'll send messages. She'll call. She's amazing that way. And my son, this one, is a bit of
He's a gorgeous boy.
he's a lovely sometimes because I can't figure out who matters for him, And he's very, very sensitive as well, and very like last year we were not sure if we were gonna go or stay, right? It's still a question for us. And he was boiling in school. He cried for hours. He was so sad because he thought he was gonna leave the school. One of his teacher was leaving as well. So for him, it was a lot. But he doesn't speak. He doesn't express it. To me, he doesn't express it a lot. So I have to pull the worm out of his nose to know something. And I think he's more like me. He loves people, but he's also a lot in his own world. And so to get him out of his own world, it's a hard thing. So just personalities are really.
Yeah, it's some kids are. I think expat does teach us resilience towards situations.
For sure.
And kids learn from us, or sometimes we learn from kids. I don't know, but sometimes it's not everybody's cup of tea, and I think it's still okay, right? If you're still in a different world, but yeah, we have to have a support for them.
It's good to show them how we feel.
Yes.
Like our friend left like 2 weeks ago, right? That was heartbreaking. And I was really sad. Really, really sad. And Charlie was really sad as well. But if you tell them, we're gonna see each other again. It's not farewell. It's goodbye. We're gonna be fine.
See you again sometime.
Yeah.
Just for the audience to let them know that we're talking about a very close friend who left India. And she was also on the podcast, Sandra.
Yeah.
Sandra's case, her case, were very close. Almost every day they were together, they were in the same school. And this is what I'm talking about, the expat community that live together. And we learn from each other. So she left, and back in the mind, we also have it, okay, maybe soon I'm going to leave, and how is it going to be? And that affects the children. So Jude, your son, I think went through that. He all of a sudden felt like, next is me. I'll have to say bye.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And 2 weeks ago, I think for both of us, we were indeed like, oh my God, she's gone. Well, not here, Sandra again. Right?
I was a heartbreak, for sure.
And this is expat life. And now we've got more expat people coming in, then still somebody will leave. And this is how we maintain relationships. That brings me to the next question of adult relationships, right?
Yes.
As expats. Is it easy to find true connections? Like people come and go. When expat life is about come and go. But it is really for 3-5 years that we are together. Do you really think we can find true connections as expats?
Yeah.
And then how do you about the social circle? Like how do you find yourself connected to the one who was with you and now Sandra is gone? How do we can stay in touch, of course, with technology? But besides that, Do you think we are stuck to that one person and then it's hard now to move on and find another connection and the same connection?
Um,
You know what I'm saying, right?
you need your people. What I know is like you need your people, right, to survive. Like we strive for, we strive for connection. We want to feel seen and loved. And if you don't have that in your life, it's quite sad. I feel like it can be quite lonely. I don't think life is meant to be lived alone at all. But it is easy in an expat life to get lost in shallowness, maybe.
Exactly. That was my. I couldn't figure it out. How do I frame that?
Yeah, it's an easy thing to get lost in there because you go from one coffee morning to a lunch to a and if you don't pay attention, this becomes your life, you know, and it's about the next moment and being with people that maybe sometimes you don't really know and that don't always bring value to your life. And I don't thrive in that. I don't enjoy that. I've done the expat thing for 10 years. That's not what I want for my life anymore. But that's my choice. You know, that's what I for myself what I want now is not that anymore. I'm very conscious about my time and what I want to do it with and who I want to give right? To who I want to give. Yeah.
For me, the social circle, when you are as an expat, the expat circle, right? Social circle.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're thrown into it.
Yeah.
And expected to make connections. And it is nice to meet people with a similar background, uh, similar mindset, maybe similar mother tongue, right? The same language that you speak. You find comfort in it. But I think that's not enough. And sometimes I wonder how it would be for somebody who's an introvert. What if that introvert is joining the husband and is thrown in that social circle? What about how does she feel about her identity? You're forcing a person to make connection. Um, and I think for us as well, it is sometimes like that. Sometimes indeed, the coffee mornings from one coffee morning to the other lunches. We have a lot of beautiful friends around. I have great time, um, but yeah, it happens that to really maintain that once you leave as an expat from one country to the other, I think it's hard. And if you really are glued to that social lifestyle, then it's hard, it becomes harder to cope up with the next one. So to keep that balance of okay, I want to be social, but not enough. And also spend like me time, my
You can only be as social as you need to be.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what should be the rule. Just be as social as you need to be. And if you don't feel social, don't be social. If you want to be social, be social. But um, you know, that thing of chase like one lunch after another lunch, one coffee after another coffee with many women that sometimes you don't know. That is not finding the true meaning of your life, you know. So after a while, you look around and like, oh my gosh, my heart is so heavy, my heart is so sad. Like, what is there? What is there for me in this life? Because this can't be it, right? It doesn't feel right. I mean, for me, it was like that. I had to find something else to do with my life rather than spend my time going and having coffee and going at the gym and having lunch and like it felt really empty, and I was never happy or satisfied. Like it didn't work for me.
I think I know that you have been a big believer in the spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Right? And that journey has led you to your artwork.
Yeah.
Can you share your experience? How did it start? How's it going?
It's going great. It's never been that good actually. um, I think throughout my life, throughout these expats, throughout it's been a journey of finding myself, you know, and I could only find myself when I found God, because it's only in Him that you found your true meaning, your true purpose, you know, why you're here on this earth, and without Him, you're an empty shell. I mean, that was my experience. I was running always after something, uh, chasing fun and shallowness, like that heaviness that I was feeling inside myself. It only went when I had this revelation and I met God. And after, you know, it's a journey. And after spending time with God and building a relationship with God, only then I found my true purpose through painting. Yeah. So.
And what inspires you in your artwork? Is there an artist that you're inspired by? Uh, I know that every artwork has a story.
Yeah.
Does does it happen with you as well? With every artwork, is there a story behind? Do you need to be in a zone? I think I'm sure you need to be in a zone of course to create that. You can't be like in a chaos and start painting. But
It's a good question. It's a really good question.
you need to really be. I can't say like you can't be all the time happy to have some art coming out in there from you. It needs to be.
Somehow it happens.
Yeah.
When I started painting, I wasn't a believer. I wasn't connected to God, but I always had that creative side, you know. So I was always creative. When I was a kid, I always had a pen in my hand, and I was always drawing things and looking at things, and my mother couldn't, like, she had to hide the pencils because I would always find one and start drawing something
On the wall as well?
No, I don't think so. And then when we came here in India, I was like, okay, I will start painting. I don't even know why I had this idea. You know, it just popped out. It's like I have to do something that makes me happy. And being creative truly makes me happy. And so I started painting, and I had no clue where I was going at all. But I knew deep down that there was something that was going to come out of it. But I had to look for it, and the journey was painful. Like it was buried in the depths of my soul, like very very deep, and that, you know, it was like giving birth. I, you know, painting after painting, looking for something, and it came. You know, the breakthrough came at some point. I was like, this is it. Like, this is me. This is me throughout uh, my art. Like, this belongs to me. It's not something I've seen somewhere else. At some point, I had to cut Instagram, Facebook, you know, all the noise that I had around me to truly find who I was. And that helped me a lot. Like, I was like, okay, there is no noise, there is no pollution of what other people can do. It's gonna be what I can do. God knew it. Like, you know, he knew it before me. Yes, it was meant to be for sure. And so today, when I prayed, he showed me that. And when I had that, you know, vision, I was like, what? I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, he's giving me this, and I will draw it, because I thought he was just giving me inspiration. But it was not only inspiration. It was a significant information from my life, you know, because as he gave me this, he also told me she will stand by you. You know, whatever happens in the future, she will be there with you. And then, you know, I cried, like I couldn't stop. I went to see Luke this morning, like, look what happened. It's incredible how good he is with us, with me. Like, this is more than I could ever have imagined in my life, you know. Yeah. So this happened. It was beautiful. I'm okay. Yeah, yeah.
With this heart of yours that you have, that you feel for others,
Yeah.
you have been quite an active member in philanthropist, philanthropy. helping out the non-profit organizations. You are involved with a village, an organization. I don't know what is the name of just what is it called? Bori Village, around Pune, right?
Yeah, it's a hostel.
Can you tell us a little bit as to what made you go to that place? Uh, what went into your heart, your mind as to I need to be connected to these people, need to help them? Because I know that it's been 3 years that you have been helping the orphanage,
Yeah.
uh, getting them supplies, going there, spending time. Although you don't know, yeah, Rani, to communicate with those kids, you and your family really made an effort to contribute regularly, visit them, and also not just yourself, but also get the contributions from the expat community and the locals, so that you can have a substantial supply for these guys. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. That is my husband. Wish, or I think that's something that is in his heart, to give back. And to give back to kids. Like, he really cares about the orphans and the one in need. And so, actually, when we arrived here, maybe a year or two later, Schlumberger, at the company of my husband, had an, an event. They were linked somehow to that place, to that hostel where the kids are. And we went there, and it was a great day. It was a beautiful day. They had planned activities for the kids. And somehow you got to talk to the Miss Sima. She's the founder, and the connection just happened. Like, they started talking, and it was like, "Wow, it's amazing what you are doing. Can we help? Can we do something?" And so from there, they started building a relationship, and he just asked, like, "What do you need? What can we do to help you?" And so the first year, and we need supplies, we need rice, we need dal, we need, we need so then, just basic stuff. So we did that, and then he went further in his head. He was like, "What can we give these kids that they never had in their life?" And he was like, "It's a vacation. They never went anywhere in their life. They're growing there in that small village. They are riding their bike to go to school, but that's their world is that place. They don't know anything else." And so he said, "Okay, Alisée, I think I want to take the kids to the beach." I was like, "Wow, that was good." Um, I was like, "Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Yes, let's do it." So the next year, we took everyone to the beach, and he made a movie out of it, and will now try to raise funds to help them even more. And it's been such a blessing and a privilege to get to know these kids, really, because they are the cutest, and they will teach you lessons about life that you won't find anywhere else,
How many kids are there in the orphanage? Or does it keep on growing? And
It does. It keeps on growing. The needs are huge here in India for orphans. Sadly, yeah, but it's good. This place and many other places are trying to help them, and so it's growing. But right now, I think they have around maybe 40 to 50 kids, because they have two separate places where they raise them. So one is in the countryside, and one is in the city.
would you advise the same to other expats as well to go and have a look at? You can't force anybody.
It's life changing.
Life changing, yeah, but just to kind of also for the ones who cannot work, right, ladies, maybe I feel like maybe they can go and have a look at such NGOs, and will find that maybe you will find your purpose that all of a sudden.
Many are doing it. Like, I've met many. I mean, a few women who were involved in associations.
Yeah.
Who were helping. the kids are helping with paperwork, or giving English classes, or giving back to society in some kind of ways. Yeah, it's
That's a very beautiful thing that you do.
I can't take the credit because this is Luke's heart. This is his. If it wasn't for him, I'm not sure I would be there. I would have lived what we are sharing with these kids. With the link is really it's through him, and I'm there. I'm supportive, and I'm up for anything. But it's his heart. Like it's really his heart that if all of this happened. It's his. God put this on his heart, and he's doing everything he can, giving his time, his money, to help them. Yeah.
What do you think is next in your journey when it comes to your art? Because I know that you have found this passion now,
Yeah.
the purpose. As you say, God have guided you in this path, right?
Yeah.
So the expat path is one, but also it has all of a sudden developed a very true connection with your passion, your art. So what is next? How are you taking it forward? Are you going? I know that you're taking it to professional level where you can really make a career out.
Yeah, actually, things are moving, getting a bit different. I just created my website.
Yeah.
But because I'm a very unorganized artist, I don't know how to price my work yet. So that's one thing I have to figure out. But recently, I had a therapist that had worked in the past who is a believer as well. And she reached out to me and she said, Alisée, I love your work. I think God is giving you, there is something there that He's sending you. And I want one of your paintings. And she said, do you do custom pieces? Like, can you make something for me? I said, yeah, sure. I mean,
And that's when you actually made.
that's another story.
But it's not that also okay.
Yeah.
So see that you've got more people interested in your work, right? That
Yeah.
that's a positive.
That makes me happy. Yeah, makes me truly happy. So I still have to figure out. Um, I hate. I'm not a seller. This is really, really hard for me to be a business person because I would just give away everything. But I have,
Definitely not a good business.
I have to make a
Oh,
living.
really?
Maybe
Yeah.
I need to find a manager. So yeah, I want to take it profession. I want to make a living out of my art for sure. It will happen at some point. Few things to figure out. It will come. My website is ready. Instagram is ready.
I'm gonna share your Instagram handle.
Yeah.
We're coming to an end of the podcast, but just one quick thing.
Yeah.
What would you miss leaving?
I know you chat.
Chat. Everything in the chat is
You.
for me.
Ah.
And hey, I would also you're not leaving, right? That's not the next chapter in your life, or is it? That's an uncertain.
Tonight will be the big reveal. I'm not sure.
But that's the expat life. It's so uncertain.
Yeah.
It could be 3 years, 4 years, but I'm glad we met. Right? And I'm glad we shared moments. Just to let you know, the audience, Alisèe is one person who is really crazy about India, not just about the chart. You're really in the Indian food, the dance, the colors, the Bollywood dance, right? We went for a movie, I remember, Rocky.
Yeah,
Rocky and Rani.
It's so good.
And we booked the ticket, there we are sitting, and when we were waiting for the subtitle, okay, now it's gonna come, now it's gonna come. But the subtitles were not coming. The entire movie was in Hindi. And Alisèe, me, and Sandra watched the movie. I understand Hindi. These ladies don't understand and they watched the entire movie just because the colors, saris, and that was a fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah.
Summits. But that's how you have been in India, and I hope that wherever you go, that God is guiding you there, and you spread the love, and you'll become a big, big artist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, and I see your artwork somewhere in the museum. I don't know where, which country, but I know that we'll be connected. We will meet.
For sure.
Thank you so much for your time. Before leaving, do you have any advice for the expats? Yeah, that one I want. I don't want to miss that. Any advice for the expats who are a little scared of coming to India with the stereotypes that is around India, not just India, but also overall the expat life, and the ones who have never been out and they feel like
Embrace it. Embrace it. Get out of your comfort zone, and it will change you forever. Yeah, just do it. Truly, it has treasure and experiences you would never have thought, that were possible, and amazing things that are waiting for you. So don't be shy, don't be scared, just go for it, because it's beautiful what can happen. Really.
that is Alisée for you guys. Thank you so much, Alisée, for your time. It was really lovely to have you on the podcast. Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.